If your goal is to become a millionaire as a writer, then I think you're really going to love this series that I'm putting together. Welcome to the Millionaire Writer series. And let me tell you what I'm going to be showing you how to do in this series. So, in this series, I am going to be showing you exactly what I would do, right? Knowing all that I know now, right? If I were starting out, if I were just beginning fresh, newbie, I were just beginning my content writing journey and I wanted to really scale and make like a million, right? I'll show you exactly what I would do and how I'll do it. All right. Now, I have been writing professionally since 2019. So that means I have 6 years of writing experience. So everything I've seen it all from the client hunt to the hassle to the late night to the cold pitching and rejections. I've seen everything. And I am going to package that knowledge and give it to you in this series for free. That's crazy, right? But you know me and you know how much I love to, show you stuff. So I don't mind at all. Okay. So I don't know how long this series is going to be, but I know that it's going to be really impactful. Every episode that I release will make an impact in your life. So if you're watching this and you kind of need a hand to hold you, then I'm sure by the time we are done with this series, you'd have the hand. My hand. Okay, so yes, guys, I actually intend to get like a whiteboard, a proper whiteboard, like a small one, so I can show you some practical things, write down some things for you. I intend to do that before the series is over, right? For now, I don't have one, but let's see how it goes. Let's work towards doing that. For now, you're just going to have to manage me and my sticky notes and my computer because that's what I have, right? So let's get started. On this first episode, I'm going to be showing you the writing toolkit. All right, that's what I'm talking about in this episode. I'm showing you the exact toolkit that I would have, I would build as I begin this journey. All right, so now this toolkit, if I were starting, this toolkit will have 5 things. Just 5 things. Remember, I am an intentional writer. I have a purpose. I have a goal. I want to meet that million naira goal, right? That's the purpose, right? I will make sure my toolkit fits that need. Okay. Now, 5 things that will be in this toolkit. And the very first one is not actually a tool, but I'm going to just add it to my toolkit. Now, the first thing I'll have in my toolkit is a mentor. Trust me, having a mentor on this journey divides your stress by two, right? Like it literally shortens your journey. Okay, it makes the whole process seamless for you. So the first thing I would strive to do is to get a mentor, and that is the one tool I want in my toolkit. Okay, now if you're wondering how you can get a mentor, well, I mentioned that there are some free sites like ADP lists where you can find mentors that will talk to you. But when I mean mentor, I mean more like a personal thing. I want you to think about someone that's like your big sister in the business, right? Not necessarily age related, just someone that has more knowledge, someone that is where you want to be. Okay. And that's the kind of person I need you to get a relationship with, right? And I think that would cut my stress into two, and I really need that. Okay, so in case you're wondering, oh, how do I get this mentors? How do I get this? I feel like if you want to work your way into someone's life, it's very easy. The first thing I'll advise you to do is to purchase something of theirs, purchase their course, a book, something like that will get you into the head of this person. Okay, because if you buy a course or a book that this person has written, you can enter their brain, you can see this is how they're thinking about things, and you can have a way to start a conversation easier. Okay, also if you buy something that someone has put out, it shows a level of credibility, a level of trust, right? So it's going to just give them this whole, they can see that you trust them and you're trying to, make this thing work. So yes, the first thing I would do actually with what I know now is pay for something that the person offers. Now, when I wanted to start my personal branding, I wanted to just do more. I had already started writing. This was in 2021, I think. I'd already started writing 2022-ish, but I wanted to go deeper in this journey. Something I did, I found someone that I would love to have a relationship with, someone that I wanted to get in his space, in his position. I found him and I paid for his one-on-one service. I paid for it and it was not cheap, trust me, it was pretty expensive. I literally packed my money and gave to him, right? But that gave me access to him. And let me tell you, paying for access is not a bad idea. It's a smart idea. All right. So the first thing you can do to get that mentor, pay for something they have. I mean, there are other ways too. You can just start interacting with them, get closer to them, find out what they like. Just be smart about it, but try to save for free, right? These are some ways you can get a mentor. But yes, the number one tool that will be on my toolkit is a mentor. Now, the second tool that I'm going to put out on my toolkit will be an online journal. And when I say journal, I don't mean journal like where I'm going to go and share my emotions, my love life, and all of that. No, that's not what I mean. By online journal, I mean like a process journal, right? Think LinkedIn, right? Think LinkedIn, think a community like maybe a Slack community, just somewhere where you can come on and share your process, share what's going on with you, share, your steps, the steps you're taking, the steps you're attaining, the steps you want to attain. Okay, something like that. So that's something I'll do. I'll go ahead and build a LinkedIn page. I would also build one thing I always advise people to do: get two pages, LinkedIn and any other. I've said that before countless times here, right? So I'll get a LinkedIn, and for me, it will be Instagram. For you, it could be TikTok, it could be YouTube, it could be Facebook, it could be X, anything that works for you. But I will get a LinkedIn and any other platform. And now I will start to journal my entire career journey on these platforms. I'm not coming to tell you, oh, this is the job I got to. Congratulations, I just got this job. Congratulations, I made my friend. Nah, that's not what I'm doing. By journaling, I'm sharing my struggles with you. I'm sharing my little wins. I'm sharing my achievements. I'm sharing the things I'm learning. I'm sharing, okay, this is a project I'm working on right now. This is what this project has taught me. This is what I've learned. These are the tools I'm using. This is my process. This is how much I charged for this. This is what I want to eventually charge. Details like this, they make you very transparent, and to be very honest, you never know who is watching. That's why building an online journal is very important, because people are watching you, both professionals that are looking to hire and people that also want people that want to connect with you. So people are watching. So if you build yourself, if you're building on an online journal like that, then you never can tell. The very first time someone entered into my LinkedIn DM to ask me to do a job for him, I didn't expect it. It's just that I was putting out stuff on LinkedIn always. Like I was consistently putting out stuff on LinkedIn, talking about my struggles, my journey. And someone reached out to me one day. I wrote a blog. Someone reached out to me. I was like, I want you to write this thing for me. Exactly what you wrote, right? Write it for my brand. And I think he was in Germany or something. And he paid me in dollars to do that. And it was a big thing for me, right? But what I'm saying is build online, have an online journal, create your story online. Don't look for perfection. And that's the second thing I would have on my toolkit, the online journal. Now, the third thing I would have on my toolkit is a portfolio or a website or a resume, right? Now, here's why I always emphasize that you get a portfolio. A portfolio, by the way, is like a collection of your work. So even if you're not a writer, if you're a designer or whatever, a collection of these things that you've done. And it doesn't have to be everything. You need to pick your best three works or three, four, five works and put it on there and have it out, so that when someone comes to you and it's like, oh, can I see something you've done? You can't just say, I'm just starting out, or I haven't really done much, or I'm still looking to land my first gigs. All of these things, they scream on serious, right? You need to show this is what I've done. And people have asked, I'm a beginner. How can I don't even know what to do. How can I show people that I've done stuff when I haven't done stuff before? Now, I've talked about this severally. I have a complete video on my YouTube, so I'm going to advise you to go and check it out, right? Because I can't tell you the full gist here. But you can volunteer. You can volunteer, and you don't get paid, but then you get the experience, you get the work, you get it in your name, you get a byline. You volunteer, get those things, get them on your portfolio. And when someone asks, what have you done? You have proof. This is what I've done. Okay, so I have a portfolio, or I would have a website, right? You can also have a website, a professional website, a .com, right? Where you have your sample, you have a page for your samples, you have your homepage, products page, services, your rates, all of those things. It's very, very, very great. All right, it's a good idea. Okay, and then another thing you might need is a resume. This is still in the I'm still classifying all of these things under your portfolio. You can have a resume, because I've noticed that when you apply for a job, people are going to always say, send a link to your portfolio, send a resume. These are things that people ask for: your resume, your portfolio. So you have to already have it on ground. Okay, so creating a resume as a writer is not difficult, but in case you're finding it difficult, I also made another YouTube video talking about I showed you, like, this was a very practical session, how to create a resume as a writer. So you can go and check out that video on YouTube now. Now, the fourth thing I'm going to put on my list is a pitching system. Now, trust me, you want to start writing, but you want to make money, you need a system. You need something that directs your life, kind of a routine. Okay, so I'm going to get a system. It could be something as little as maybe a Google Sheet or a Google document where I put out a list of job boards that I visit every day or every week. Put out a list of companies I would like to work with, put out a list of platforms I can apply to job from, things like that. And also put out my schedule, my applying schedule, right? So I'll say 2 times every week by 7 a.m. I'm pitching, I'm looking for jobs, I'm applying. This is a system you've created. If you don't create that system, then it will be very easy for you to slack. But if you have a system, you have an alarm that goes off every 10 a.m. on Saturday and it tells you pitching time. It's a system. You just have to get up and pitch because you have a goal. All right. So the first thing I'll get is a pitching system. And now the final thing that will be on that my toolkit is my payment setup. Of course, you're expecting to start getting international clients. You need to have an international account. You need to have a bank account, a working payment system, whether it's PayPal, Payoneer, Clever, right? I would recommend Clever for USD transactions, Clever, and a domiciliary account. If you're in Nigeria, right, you need a domiciliary account because some clients will want to do a direct wire transfer to you. And if you have a dom account, then they can easily just send it to your bank account straight. All right. So you set up those things and you wait. With these 5 things, I'm ready.